Hey guys, Ponce here on the PBE, here to share with you guys some potential Sion Nerfs which are available for testing currently. So as I normally do, they're up in Notepad somewhere, probably the top left hand side of the screen currently. As you can see, they all have to do with Soul Furnace, the W, the shield thing right here. So what's happening now is, as indicated in the text, now it's actually scales. So before it was 10% at all ranks, no matter, it didn't matter how many points you had into it, you'd get 10% of your total HP as a bonus part of the shield. Now it actually scales based on how many points you put into it. Starts at 6% and goes all the way up to 10%. That's actually fairly significant, but I'll get into that in a second. The other thing is the whole charge up time. Before you had to wait at least 2 seconds where you could repress the button, cause it to explode. Now you actually need to wait 3 seconds. So that's actually at least 50% of the time of the total shield duration. Given that it's 6 seconds total duration, you have to wait 3 seconds before you can press it again and cause the thing to blow up. Now that's kind of interesting. It's not like massive, although there are instances where the shield's going to get blown up in that extra second, so it could be very important in those instances. But the scaling is sort of interesting in the sense that I did a bit of math here, and basically assuming you have about 700 HP at level, or 700 HP at level 2, you're actually getting 28 less hit points on the shield. So basically at level 2, if you had 700 hit points, you would be getting 100 HP shield. Now you're only actually getting a 72 HP shield. That's, that's pretty sizable. Given that the whole extra HP portion of the shield was actually typically the larger portion of the shield, because actually the base amount from the shield is not very big. So yeah, it's sort of interesting. Now this nerf actually affects people depending on how you play Sion. It can affect you more or less. For example, I always, regardless of what I'm doing, always level shield second, but I know there are people who level shield last because they want both Q and E max before it. I've never done that, so I mean that ends up being the difference of the second point in W ends up being at level 9, whereas if you level it third, it ends up being at level 14. So that's 5 levels, you're not actually doing anything with the shield. I always really like the shield, so that's great. But incidentally, I level Q first, pretty much regardless of what I'm doing. I know there's also the E play style, and it's always kind of amusing, people coming into my stream telling me, you must level E first. And I'm like, you have no idea what you're talking about. And so it's kind of great to see that actually people are coming around to my playstyle, and a lot of people are finally also leveling Q first as well. Not that I'm saying E is bad, like that was a perfectly valid playstyle. But it'll be nice to not have to tell people to go away, basically. Well, actually, I have another point about. I should probably make a video about that. Where incidentally, people who tell you must do something a certain way, almost always tend to be significantly less experienced in the game. I've noticed that. I only ever really hear that when I'm playing a low-level account. But anyway. That's aside from the point. Another interesting thing about the Sion shield is that right at level 1, actually you can't eat the full amount of, or rather you can't eat both attacks from Krugs if you're playing them in the jungle. As it stood, you could actually eat one set of attack from these guys. I think maybe even a second attack from the small guy. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, if you get hit by both of them now, the shield just blows up. Sion, please stop talking. It's very rude of you. Anyway, so basically you actually have to blow up the shield before the large guy hits you. Or rather, if the large guy hits you and then the small guy doesn't hit you, kind of thing. Which is a bit tricky, but, still very doable. It's not like the biggest thing in the world, but something definitely to keep in mind. Especially considering you can charge it up, before you engage them, or before they even spawned, or hit them with a smite and then they get stunned, sort of thing. Now, actually, I may as well go through the jungle and sort of clear it once to show you guys. Once you actually get to level 2, then, you can eat a full cycle of damage from like the chicken birds and whatever the hell this thing, a red buff brambleback. Just as a demonstration, let me go over here. Watch this. See, it just blew up. I didn't get to do it on them. Now I'll kill them normally without doing this, without getting it destroyed. Now you also have to keep in mind this is running 9/21/0 masteries, so I do have some HP masteries, but I don't have any HP runes. If you really like running HP runes, then you could maybe your shield might survive. So that depends. There's also of course the trade-off, because if you don't run armor reds or armor armor yellows, you don't have the HP, or rather you'll be taking more damage even though you have more HP. So I'm not sure. You'd have to test that yourselves, but I'm not going to do that. So for example, I just set up the shield first and then... Oops, oh, never mind. I screwed that up, but... Yeah, I see, that actually was another thing. It's good that I mentioned this, because the whole shield thing, I was trying to blow it up at 2 seconds as opposed to 3 seconds. So, that's definitely a thing you gotta keep in mind as well. That actually that legitimately screwed me up. Because I thought I could explode it before it could. So anyway, and I'll show you guys here. Now I'm gonna hit them with this first, because I want to kill them anyway, but notice I can take like a full cycle of damage, but if I let anything else hit me, that shield would have like been destroyed by them. So, something to keep in mind. And just to show you, against red, your shield can take a full thing of damage from all 3 things. So they can hit you once each, but that's it. Yeah, so the big thing hit me, and then the little guys hit me, and then the shield blew up. So make sure you can only get hit by these things once, and then you have to set your shield off. And also, again, keep in mind that the duration, or the charge-up time is longer. So yeah, don't do what I did and let the Krugs hit you an extra time because you thought you could set the shield off at 2 seconds. Doesn't work. Now, this video is ending up a bit long, probably because I really enjoy Sion. I play Sion actually a decent amount. So it doesn't really surprise me that they're nerfing more stuff about him. There's been, you know, a bunch of small nerfs here and there on them, or on him. And as I always say, I don't play champions that I think are bad. And, you know, I'm just screwing around. So whenever I play a champion a lot, I fully expect him to be nerfed. So basically, Ponce is like a harbinger of nerfs. If you don't want your champions nerfed, don't like play stuff I play, I guess. But anyway, that's all I really have to say on the matter. Also, no, that's not true. I do want to say, the other reason I do play Sion is because I think he's a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun playing Sion. But the secondary thing was, of course, I just thought he was very good. Anyway, I'll see you guys around. Thanks for watching. And so those are the potential Sion nerfs and sort of lesser implications about them. Yeah, anyway, see you around.